Light affects everything. Where you are and where the animal or bird is affects everything. There's an alchemy to when you get it right. Position and light are really important because they affect the entire feel of that photograph or what you're filming. So it's really important to consider them. One of the first things I do when I'm on location is to orientate myself. Where's the sun rising? Where's it setting? You don't need a compass anymore. We've all got phones. It's great. So there's things that you can control. We know where the sun rises and sets, so that's a massive one. And we know what the weather's going to do. So there's sort of two things to kind of start you off with where you're going to be. As a long lens camera woman, I don't use lights unless I'm filming at night. But some camera people obviously do use lights when they're doing macro scenes, little set work, because it's really hard to get the light on the animal unless you bring in artificial light. I love filming backlit, and that's when the sun is directly behind that animal very, very early in the morning. Any later than, after the first hour after sunrise, it gets really harsh. But that first hour, that golden kind of halo that you get, it's a magical and beautiful, beautiful thing. I'm going to show you in the traditional manner of diorama how to do backlight. So, light, camera, woman, and here are our subject. And what we've got is a straight line, point your camera, love, towards the giraffes with the light behind, and that's backlight. And if you want, you do it at dawn, and you get a beautiful soft halo around the animals. I love early morning light because it's soft. Before it gets too high, it's got a lovely tint or hint to it that really allows you to see the animal's fur or the feathers. But also, don't discount rain and bad weather. There's something magical about rain falling, and people tend to put their cameras away when weather gets a bit rubbish, but actually that's when I get my camera out, and it's when I've got the best and most emotional footage. Bright dull, which is that light where the sun is obscured by a cloud, that's brilliant for feathers and for elephants, grey things. It's amazing for detail, really lovely. So don't discount it just because it's cloudy. Don't shoot in the middle of the day unless you can avoid it, mainly because the animals will be doing nothing, they'll be droopy, but also it's just not going to do anybody any favours. You're not going to love that picture. One thing that I always consider when I'm filming is where I am in respect to that animal's eyes. The amount of people I see filming or taking photographs from outside the top of their vehicle or looking down on stuff, and all you're going to get is the top of the head. So do yourself a favour, if you can get low or on eye line, it will have huge impact. Once in Alaska, I had a wolf which came and stalked, it was myself, my assistant and our guide, and it stalked right up to within 1 metre of me. And the lovely thing about that was I got an awesome shot of a wolf looking straight into its eyes, which is incredibly powerful. I also had the thrill of being 1 metre away from a wild wolf. Being on eye level works. So if you can try and work that into your scene, do it. When you have the light in the eyes of an animal, it allows you to engage with that animal. So light in the eyes, especially in close-ups, is really important and really lovely if you're wanting to kind of convey the personality. Can animals have personality? They do to me. So yeah, if you're trying to get their personality, light in the eyes. When you're playing with light or when you're thinking about light, also think about the elements. If you've got an animal walking on very dry ground, it'll be kicking up a bit of dust. You know, that dust, if you get the light right, will show, and that will add atmosphere and a sense of place to your shot. So think about the elements as well and how the light is, affecting them, whether it's water or dust or trees, all the light has a different effect on all of them and it really makes you feel different, and it's really important to look for those details. I always think about lighting when I'm filming. I always do. I can't help it. It's in me. But sometimes you just have to let it go. Once I was filming and the spotter I was with, she saw 2 aardvarks actually fighting, which has never been recorded before. And so the first thing to do is make sure I get it from really far away. And then we spent the next hour just slowly moving in, and I didn't care about the light. I really couldn't give 2 hoots because getting the behaviour was the important thing right at that moment. So don't get too wrapped up in light, but keep it in the back of your mind because it can really alter everything too. The things I'd like you to take away from this video are, number 1, know where the sun rises and sets. Number two, think about the landscape you're going to be in. If you're in a forest, sunrise is going to be really tricky unless you're stuck up a tree. So think about your landscape. That's number two. Number three, bright dull is great for feathers and for elephants and rhinos and things where you want to show a bit of detail. Don't discount it if there's a bit of cloud in front of the sun. It can be really useful. Four, think about the mood you're trying to capture. Don't discount rain. It can bring massive emotion. And also, if you want beauty, think about that backlit shot. It might really bring something beautiful. Number five, don't shoot in the middle of the day. Flat light won't give you the results unless something staggering is happening. You're not going to get it if you're stuck in your hotel, and it's about being out there, but keeping that light in position, just there, bubbling away at the back of your mind.